Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith. This video is about what I perceive to be the degradation of Isshinryu Karate to be no different anymore in the past 10 years or so, really more like 12 years or so, than any other style. Um, they used to, back whenever I took Isshinryu, both times that I took Isshinryu Karate for a total of about 6 to 6.5 years, um, we used to spar as close to full contact and as close to no rules in the dojo and allow all striking and all grappling, except no eye gouge, no biting, and no throat jab was the only rules. And anything else went, including groin kicks. Um, and that's how we sparred in the dojo when we talked about uh and uh and so now they're having the Isshinryu World Championships is just point sparring, just like everything else. It used to be a full contact fight, where knocking your opponent out won the match. All right. And now they've gone in the past 12 years or so to point sparring, and you can look it up, the point sparring championship. And I left comments, and some of the old school people who trained under the real grand masters that are getting too old to correct this nonsense. Um, we told them that this is not Isshinryu Karate. This is not real karate. I said, if this is going to get you killed in a street self-defense situation, I said, I could literally 1 versus 2 those two champions because they don't know how to fight for real. I said that they keep their hands down by their side and they're doing the same stupid bouncing nonsense that the people in the Olympics and the other open world championship are doing. And when you're bouncing off the ground, your feet are not planted, you're not grounded on the ground, you can't change directions because you're in the air. That's the law of inertia. All right. You can't change directions when you're bouncing on the ground. So bouncing off the ground. So they keep their hands down by their waist. No, you would not be a black belt in my sensei's dojo. You would not be a dark green belt. If he had to tell you to keep your hands up more than once, you would not get promoted beyond light green belt, period. All right. Um, no, you're not a black belt. I don't know what to tell you. You're no more than a light green belt. And I told them that. I said, me and these other old school people who trained when they really taught karate in Isshinryu class, we told them that this is not black belt Isshinryu students. This is not Isshinryu karate. They call it Isshinryu, but it's not the same thing that we trained in. It absolutely is not. I don't know how these people could be the best there is. They must be having 20 people show up to the tournament from their own school and calling that the world championship. All right. Um, there is no way that that's the best Isshinryu fighter that was available to join the tournament. But we both told him this is not Isshinryu fighters. He said we used to fight bare knuckle because the one that was on there was even more old school than me. He said we used to fight bare knuckle and beat the tar out of one another in the dojo, and that's how we learned to fight. And now they're wearing full headgear and pads, and if somebody manages to so much as touch the opponent, they call that a point and break the point up. That doesn't prove a darn thing. Barely touching your opponent does not win a fight. You have to hit them with real penetrating knockout power to win a fight. You have to punch 2 to 4 inches beyond the surface of your target to prove that you have actually knocked them out. You can't touch somebody barely and call that a point in karate and expect anyone to take karate seriously anymore. That's why everybody mocks karate these days, because they've turned it into a point sparring contest. It's less contact in karate than there is in basketball now. That's not karate. And real karate involves grappling. Real karate has always been taught in combination with judo and jiu-jitsu. So where they get the notion that you can only throw, 2 basic punches is all they do in point sparring. And the only thing they do is a side kick in point sparring. And a side kick is the slowest kick in the world. You can back kick faster than you can side kick. And you can darn sure front snap kick and front thrust kick faster than you can side kick. So these people are not even good point sparrers. There's supposed to be 15 basic hand techniques in Isshinryu and 15 basic kicks. And the only thing you ever see them using is a side kick. If you can side kick, you can darn sure throw a front snap kick. A front snap kick is the fastest and farthest reaching kick in Isshinryu. We've proven it with cameras, with high-speed cameras, all right, and other methods. It's the fastest and the farthest reaching. So if all you wanted to do was love tap your opponent, you ought to be fighting from a guard stance or Seisan stance and front snap kicking them. I'm 35, 38 pounds overweight, and I can still front snap kick way faster than they can throw a side kick. All right. I done hit the sucker and got my leg back and back into my stance before he even knew I hit him. Is how fast I can kick right now. All right. So they don't know what the heck they're doing. And, you know, I'm going to recommend, you know, in spite of the fact that I am from the old school Isshinryu dojos, I'm going to recommend don't necessarily pick a style if you want to take karate. Find an instructor that teaches full contact sparring, regardless of what the style supposedly is. If they don't teach full contact sparring on a daily basis in their dojo, do not pay for a membership and go find somebody that teaches full contact sparring. Don't go to the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu dojo either, because they don't teach full contact sparring. They don't allow punching and kicking in their dojo. All right? So don't go to the Gracie dojo either. They don't teach full contact sparring. All right? Find somebody that teaches. There's one dojo in the entire state of Louisiana right now that teaches full contact sparring, and they're in New Orleans. I found them yesterday.